Hello, I'm Jill.
And I'm Jenna.
This is ASL Stew Life.
Hi, so today we're going to be talking about our journey to getting her pregnant.
Pregnant.
It was actually really easy. It just happened like that.
Just like this.
Yep, that's
That's
it.
it. Pregnant. Yeah, we wish it was that easy. It's not. But we will explain everything except one thing. We decided to keep that a separate video because it's a longer process, but I'll explain that later. So, we started talking about having kids, for a while, probably for a few years actually. And we decided we wanted to prepare for the right time because we can't have an accident, so to speak. So we wanted to plan well. And we started around last year, maybe the beginning of the summer, a little bit before that, really seriously considering, what we were going to do because we knew it'd be a long process. So the first thing that we did is I had to go to my OB just to get a physical exam and check and make sure everything's okay. And, I had the green light to go ahead with the process. And you never know. I mean, there could be issues and then, we might have to put it on hold. But I went to the OB, had everything looked out, a pap smear, and everything was good. And the doctor said that everything was fine and we could go ahead and recommend going to a fertility clinic.
So I would say around fall is when I got a good, stable job and we felt very secure. We both had good jobs. So we felt at that time that we were ready to go ahead and take the next step and go to the clinic and meet with the doctor there just to kind of understand better what we needed to do next and ask questions and that type of thing, what the process looks like and how long it's going to take and all of that.
Oh, and one thing I wanted to just say is I had already started, I would say, like in the beginning of July or even before that, before the OB appointment, I had already started taking my prenatal vitamins. And it's really important that if you're planning your pregnancy, that you start taking your prenatal vitamins a few months before just to prepare your body and make sure you have all the nutrients that you need because, once you get pregnant, you want to have the best body already you can. Plus, also just start thinking about healthy eating, exercising, and those type of things, which are really important if you're planning your pregnancy.
So we had set up the appointment at the fertility clinic, and one thing is we had to get an interpreter because I'm deaf. So we were a little bit concerned because we wanted to keep this private. We hadn't told anyone yet just because we didn't want the stress and keep it kind of between us. And so, we weren't sure with the small deaf community, we might know a lot of the interpreters, and we're
Right, and I'm
hoping
an interpreter.
that, we would pick someone who could keep it professional and maybe not someone we knew too well. And luckily, we knew the person, but not super well. So it was actually really easy to keep a professional level and everything. And it actually worked out really well. Luckily, it was really good.
Yeah, definitely. And also, before that appointment, I was sent a lot of paperwork that I had to fill out. And one of the things that I thought was really nice, and if you go to a fertility clinic, they might send you paperwork, and it's nice because I had to actually call my insurance and ask them a bunch of questions of what do they cover, what don't they cover, and it's just kind of nice to know beforehand. Be like, okay, well, this will be covered, but maybe not this. So, meaning once you go to your appointment and you talk with your doctor, and they might suggest certain things, certain tests or blood work or things like that, and you can say yes or no or talk about it, what you want to do, if you have to pay yourself or if your insurance will cover it. And I was really appreciative of that just because it was very clear and it was helpful to prepare beforehand. So there was less time at the appointment and we didn't feel so overwhelmed. So we went to the introduction appointment at the doctor's, and they told me that I would need to get blood work done for several different things before we even started the whole process. So the first blood work included HIV tests, which is very important to know if you have HIV or not, which, some people don't know if they have it, so you never know. The second thing was for Hep B and C, which is obvious if you have Hep B or C, then it could affect your pregnancy and the baby, so that's important to know. And then there was a test for RPR. Sorry, I'm looking at the laptop so I know what it's called. RPR, which means rubella, chickenpox. And that you need to be tested because some people who might have had a shot or they had chickenpox in the past, but sometimes that can fade. So you never know.
Yeah, like it happened to me. Yeah, I had chickenpox when I was a kid, and I thought that I was immune. And then later, when I got my job, I had to go and get tested, and they did test it on me, and they said, "No, you were not positive." And I was like, "But I had it." And they said, "Well, obviously it must have been mild, and it didn't last." So I actually had to get a vaccine for that, which was really interesting. I didn't know that.
Right, that's important. That's included as well. And then the next one is called CMV, which means cytomegalovirus. And I don't remember the exact meaning of it, but you're either positive or you're negative, and that will affect what type of donor sperm that you pick if you're going to be using donor sperm. So that's a really important thing to know which one you are. And then the next one is TSH, and that's for your thyroid, just to check to make sure your hormonal levels are good. If your hormones are off and they're not right, then you might have to do a medication or a shot or something like that. So that's good to know your levels. And then the last one is AMH, which means it figures out ovarian reserve count. And that really is trying to figure out, do you have a lot of eggs left? It does not tell you the quality, but if you have a lot of eggs left, or if you don't have many left, then they might suggest IVF right away or a different procedure. So it's good to know approximately, how many you have left.
So then we had to talk about her period and tracking her cycles. Is it regular or is it a little bit off? And following up on that. And then from there, you can figure out ovulation cycles and can use predictor kits for that. And just do that a few months before to kind of get a better understanding of where her cycles are at and just kind of keep track on that for a few months beforehand. So just to get a better idea of what her cycles are like.
Right. The more you know, the better you can be accurate. And with the two of us, we use IUI, so you need to know exactly when it's possible. The next thing is the doctor told us or gave us a list of different donor sperm banks that they approved use of. And most of them are approved through the New York Tissue Bank. I think that's what it's called. I don't remember. But, anyways, I had already researched that beforehand, of course, because I'm a big researcher and preparer. But she gave us that information and all of the information about donor sperm process. We're going to put that into a separate video just because it's a really long explanation and process and we want to be detailed about that. So all of that will be explained in another video, but she just gave us the information about that anyways, even though we knew it, but that was the next thing to do.
So, like she said, we went ahead with IUI because it was covered through her insurance, which is great.
Right, it's really nice because it's like $250 per IUI, so if it's covered, awesome.
Right, and it's easy, considering other processes.
Right. It's easier than starting like right with IVF, for example. Typically, if you need to go to the fertility, you start with IUI before IVF. So, what you do for the IUI is first track ovulation. So, I just use the predictor kits. And then, once you're ready, go to the fertility clinic. And that's for the IUI. And what you do is, I just got naked from the waist down. And then I let her, luckily, the clinic let her be involved. Some say yes, some, will say no, just FYI. But I lied down, and you have to put your legs apart. Beautiful. And then they have the sperm, which what you do is they take the sperm, well, you have the sperm shipped to the clinic, and then they freeze it there. They thaw it, and then they take it out. They showed the two of us to make sure it was the right one, and then they put it into a syringe, and then, like I said, they have to put a speculum in and put a catheter, like a tube, up into my uterus. And then once they're ready, they take the syringe and connect it to the tube. And then she, luckily, was able to come and press the syringe, which then releases the sperm inside the uterus directly. And then they take everything out, And then I'm able to close my legs, lie back, and you elevate your hips for about 10 to 15 minutes. And then that's it. You just pretty much rest. If you can take the day off from work, that's the best thing you could do. If you can't, then just take it easy for the rest of the day or for the next few days. But really for me, wasn't that painful or anything. You might get a little bit of cramping, but that was about it.
So really it took us 4 tries to actually get pregnant. Yay. So the first 2 weren't medicated.
The first 3.
The first 3. But then we had the trigger after the first, or was that the second?
Was the second. We had the shot.
So for the first one, we didn't have any assistance whatsoever.
Kind of screwed it up a little bit, but I screwed up the ovulation kit.
Yeah, we're suspecting that's what happened. So then the second time she used like a booster shot to help.
Yeah, it's a trigger shot.
Right, so that allowed the eggs to release. And then on the third time, because the first 2 didn't work, so on the third time, then we decided to go ahead and do the shot and the medicine. No, okay, so we just did the shot and that didn't work. So then on the 4th try, we decided to do Clomid, and that just helps release more eggs. So just get more, and that one was successful.
Right, we think that I might have had up to 3 eggs that released, and that was really painful. Like the ovulation, I remember that Friday I came home and I remember I ovulated and it was so painful. It hurt a lot, but it worked. So it doesn't matter about the pain. It worked, it was worth it. So that's pretty much our journey to getting pregnant. So like I said, for the donor sperm part, I know it's important. We will make a separate video for that, hopefully in a week or 2 after this video. And then if you guys have any parts of this that you want more information about, like the IUI, the medication, we did have to go and have a psych appointment for the donor sperm, but that'll be included in the other video. But if there's any part of this that you want more information about, let us know, and we're more than willing to try and give you as much details as you need. If you just have a general question, go ahead and leave a comment here, or you can private message us through YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. If you want something private, that's fine. Maybe you guys are considering going through this process and you're just not sure about what to do. So sure, we're more than willing to be, open about this. We like to be able to see other people's journeys, so why not share ours?
So if you like this video, please click like. And if you haven't, go ahead and subscribe. And remember to click the notification bell to get notified when we're making new videos.
Yes, it's very important. And if you want to provide support for our channel, you can look at our Patreon page with a monthly donation and have cool perks included. Or you can do a one-time, any amount donation through Ko-fi. We really appreciate all of your support through those 2 likes, comments, really nice messages, anything. So we'll see you in the next video. Bye!